Welcome to Understand All. I'm your host, Aslakir Gerleaf. Today, we're embarking on a fascinating journey into the world of the Mouse Utopia Experiment and the concept of the behavioral sink. So, buckle up and get ready for a wild ride through the annals of science. Imagine a world where mice have everything they could ever want. Unlimited food, water, and space. Sounds like a mousy paradise, right? Well, not quite. In the 1950s, a scientist named John B. Calhoun set out to create just that. A utopian enclosure for mice, complete with all the amenities. But what started as a grand experiment quickly turned into a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked population growth and the breakdown of social structures. Calhoun's experiment, dubbed Universe 25, began with just 4 breeding pairs of mice. But within a mere 315 days, the population had exploded to over 600 mice, doubling every 55 days, according to Calhoun's 1973 paper in the Proceedings of the Royal Society of Medicine. The mice were living in a 9-foot square metal pen, divided into 256 compartments, a seemingly spacious abode for these tiny creatures. But as the population grew, something strange began to happen. The mice began to exhibit bizarre and destructive behaviors. Mothers abandoned their young, males became aggressive, and the once peaceful colony descended into chaos. Calhoun termed this phenomenon the behavioral sink, a collapse of normal social behaviors brought on by overcrowding. At the peak of the population boom, the mice were packed in at a density of over 200 per square foot. To put that into perspective, it would be like cramming the entire human population of the United States into an area the size of New York City. The results were nothing short of dystopian. Infant mortality skyrocketed to a staggering 96%, with mothers failing to care for their young. Males became hyper-aggressive, attacking females, juveniles, and even each other. Some males even began to display hypersexual behavior, mounting other males and inanimate objects. The social hierarchy completely broke down, leading to the emergence of a class of males Calhoun termed the beautiful ones. Individuals who withdrew from social interaction and focused solely on grooming themselves. Despite having unlimited access to food and water, the colony began to decline. Mothers stopped reproducing and the population plummeted. Within just a few generations, the once thriving colony had collapsed entirely, leaving behind a bleak and barren landscape. So, what can we learn from this cautionary tale? Calhoun himself saw the experiment as a dire warning about the dangers of unchecked population growth and the importance of social structures. He even went so far as to suggest that the behavioral sink could be a model for the collapse of human societies in the face of overpopulation and resource depletion. But not everyone agrees with Calhoun's conclusions. Some critics argue that the extreme conditions of the Mouse Utopia were too far removed from reality to be applicable to human societies. After all, we don't live in metal boxes with unlimited access to food and water. Others point out that the experiment lacked proper controls and replication, making it difficult to draw firm conclusions from the data. Despite these criticisms, the Mouse Utopia experiment remains a powerful reminder of the complex interplay between biology, environment, and behavior. It raises profound questions about the nature of social structures, the importance of individual space, and the consequences of unchecked growth. In our own world, we can see echoes of Calhoun's experiment in the challenges facing rapidly urbanizing societies. As cities grow and populations become more dense, we must grapple with issues of overcrowding, resource scarcity, and social cohesion. The lessons of the Mouse Utopia experiment suggest that these are not problems to be taken lightly, but perhaps the most enduring legacy of Calhoun's work is the way it has captured the imagination of scientists and laypeople alike. The image of the behavioral sink, a society collapsing under the weight of its own success, has become a powerful metaphor for the challenges facing our own civilization. In the decades since Calhoun's experiment, researchers have continued to explore the complex relationship between population density and social behavior. Studies on rats, primates, and even humans have shed new light on the ways in which overcrowding can lead to social breakdown and psychological distress. At the same time, the Mouse Utopia experiment has also inspired new approaches to urban planning and design. Some architects and city planners have looked to Calhoun's work as a cautionary tale, seeking to create urban environments that promote social cohesion and individual well-being. Others have used the behavioral sink as a model for understanding the challenges facing communities in crisis, from refugee camps to inner-city neighborhoods. But perhaps the most important lesson of the Mouse Utopia experiment is the need for a more nuanced understanding of the complex interplay between biology, environment, and behavior. Calhoun's work reminds us that even seemingly simple systems can give rise to unexpected and profound consequences. As we grapple with the challenges of an increasingly crowded and complex world, we would do well to remember the lessons of the Mouse Utopia experiment. We must strive to create societies that are resilient, adaptable, and humane. Societies that can withstand the pressures of population growth and resource scarcity without descending into chaos and collapse. Ultimately, the legacy of John B. Calhoun and the Mouse Utopia experiment is one of both warning and hope. It is a reminder of the fragility of social structures and the importance of individual well-being. But it is also a testament to the enduring power of scientific inquiry to shed light on the most pressing challenges facing our species. As we move forward into an uncertain future, let us remember the lessons of the Mouse Utopia experiment. Let us work to build a world that is not only sustainable, but also just, compassionate, and humane. And let us never forget the power of science to illuminate the path forward, even in the darkest of times. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the fascinating world of the Mouse Utopia experiment and the concept of the behavioral sink. I hope you found this exploration as thought-provoking and enlightening as I have. Until next time, this is Aslakir Gareleaf, reminding you to stay curious and keep exploring the wonders of the world around you.